Today we celebrate Saint Alphonsus Rodriguez. He was born in Spain in 1532, married at 26, worked as a cloth merchant, and came to religious life because of a series of crushing tragedies. His wife and two of their children died by the time he was 31, so he turned to a life of prayer and penance. I could not prevent the subsequent death of his third and last remaining child, and the failure of his own business. So without wife and children and having no prospects for the future, he turned his thoughts to religious life. Even there, though, he faced difficulties. In his early years, he had met one of the first Jesuits, Peter Faber, and with his old life in ruins, he developed an interest in joining the Society of Jesus. However, his lack of education prevented him from pursuing their course of priestly ordination, and he failed to acquire a diploma from the College of Barcelona despite attending for 2 years. So the Jesuits in Valencia said, "You're not going to make it," and he was unfit to join. But his years of prayer had not been in vain. They were answered when a provincial of the society, sensing his dedication, admitted him as a lay brother. The Jesuits sent him to the College of Montesión on the island of Majorca to work as a porter and doorkeeper. He assumed the responsibilities of receiving visitors and guests and carrying their luggage, tracking down students or priests when they were needed, delivering messages, distributing alms to the poor. While other Jesuits traveled the globe and undertook a vast reform of the church, Alonso carried bags and ran errands for 46 years. But, you know what happened? Students began to seek him out, realizing that their doorkeeper was a man of great wisdom and faith. As a matter of fact, his Jesuit superiors began to take notice as well and asked him to begin a private record of his life and thoughts. He struck up a friendship with St. Peter Claver and advised him to volunteer for the South American missions. Following his advice, Peter Claver eventually catechized, baptized, and spoke out for the rights of 300,000 slaves in South America. When Alonso died in 1617, his superiors examined the written records he had left behind describing his spiritual life. What they found was a life of a saint and a mystic. His approach was simple. Christ was appearing, and every person who appeared at the door. The task was to encounter God in any task. From this awareness, he proceeded to a life of contemplation akin to the renowned saints of his era, such as St. Ignatius and Teresa of Avila. And so, good old Alonso was declared a saint in 1887. He is buried in the same island of Majorca, where he answered the door and carried bags for 5 decades. How's that? Are you impressed? I know I'm impressed. You do all the little things, just like St. Teresa's little way. You do everything for God, you are honoring God in every moment of your life. So it's so hard to understand. Let's get out there and do it. Okay. Amen. Hallelujah.